Hello and welcome to The One Show with Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones. Right, it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights.
It's time to meet our guest on the most sensational,
inspirational,
Ricky Gervational
One Show tonight. It's the co-star of the new Muppets movie, Ricky Gervais. Ricky, good to see. So, the new Muppets movie. I mean,
I like you had to say co-star in case Kermit got annoyed.
you know what it's like.
No,
You know more than anyone what it's like.
The press release they put out was the human lead, just so I didn't annoy any pigs or frogs that I might have to share a trailer with. Yes, no, joking aside, yeah, it's an honour. I couldn't believe my luck when I was asked. Yeah. I remember seeing one of my favourite films is A Muppet Christmas Carol. I watch it every year. I mean, I love it. And I remember first time I saw it, I was jealous of Michael Caine. And I thought one day I'd love to be the lead in a Muppet movie.
And that moment when you first meet Kermit, Miss Piggy.
I never grew out of it. Every day. I didn't speak to the humans. I just went, honestly, I felt bad, you know, because I knew all the Muppets' names. Yeah, I already knew them. They're famous. So, no, it was, and I have to sing and dance as well.
Oh.
I'm a pretty good singer. Dancing, awkward. To say the least.
But can you tell us anything about the plot? Because we know it's quite secretive, but
it is.
Can you give us an idea?
I play a villain. I'm a super villain, I know, yeah, and I have an evil sidekick, which I can't tell you too much about, but he's also a frog. Oh. He's a Russian frog, and luckily he looks like Kermit.
Oh.
He's a frog. He's bound to. They've got a lot in common, frogs. Yeah. So together we try and we infiltrate and we use the Muppets for our evil ends.
Do you hurt Kermit on
No fake animals were hurt in the making of this show.
That's all we need to know.
Good. Well, it's great to have you here tonight, Ricky, because we're going to be talking to Ricky about his record-breaking podcast show shortly, and you've come with a world exclusive for us as well, which we're very excited about.
I have indeed.
Yeah. OK. Now, criminals on the...
You wouldn't have got in there if the riff was on. But, so, Ricky, it's hard to believe that The Office first came to our screens 12 years ago.
Yes, 9th of July, 2009.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a nerd.
Yeah. It's all written down. But no, so David Brent had a brief appearance on Comic Relief, and now the good news is he's back. Yeah,
I'm doing a little internet series on my YouTube channel. I'm actually launching it as part of YouTube Comedy Week, but it's a good excuse to do it. The reason I'm sort of dabbling with Brent is that everyone I speak to, their favourite episode of all time was episode 4 of Series 1, when David Brent gets out his guitar and sort of hijacks the training video. So this is an excuse. And I always, as a failed pop star myself, I've written a song with Bowie for extras, I've written a song for Elmo, so I'm a frustrated, failed pop star, so I'm living it through Brent.
So these guitar fans that are out there, me included, who follow these little tutorials then, Brent's doing tutorials.
Exactly. But of course, being David Brent, it's an excuse to talk about himself. He wants to get his own songs on there, his own philosophies. So again, he sort of hijacks his own learned guitar for an excuse to do his own songs, and his songs are, cringeworthy.
Well, do you know what?
We laughed, and I mean, we've got an exclusive clip. This has never been seen before.
No.
Because you're fresh from the edit.
I edited it today to get it on this show because you said you'd show.
Okay, so here is David Brent with the first of his songs.
The song is very personal because it's about my chosen profession of repping.
Half a tank should get me in a milkbank. I fill her up and head down to Sidcup. It's just a meeting, it's only fleeting. It's just a pitch and then I'm up to Ipswich. Life on the road, don't need a heavy load. Foot down to the floor, 70 miles an hour, but no more.
There has got to be an album.
Yeah, there's got to be an album.
Well, secretly, I've written about 10 songs since so maybe we'll drip feed a few, and I want to do another one like Equality Street, which sort of went viral. So I'm just it's a laugh, but it is such great fun for me to sort of revisit it. You know.
Well, thanks for letting us show that. It's great. Now, David Brent has been seen on screen in over 100 countries, but one place he hasn't appeared is in theatre.
Until now, in Dudley.
The Office. No, this is not Slough. I'm in Dudley. And it's here that the first ever stage show of The Office is being performed by the Dudley Little Theatre Amateur Dramatic Group. Prue Warne is the show's director and mastermind behind the adaptation.
Aren't you frightened
of putting it on the stage in front of them?
No, I'm not frightened at all.
Feels no
actually.
fear. Over 10 years ago, Tim, Dawn and David burst onto our screens and captured the nation's hearts. Claire Hetherington, who plays receptionist Dawn, is a machinist at a camera bag company and has been acting for 3 years. Do you want to do a bit of Dawn now?
I do a lot of the hair twiddling for some reason. It's like, because when you got the blonde wig on. And it just feels like bouncy.
Is that Dawn's wave then? Yeah. I'm going to the office. What if you get spotted in this role, Hollywood comes calling? Are you just going to leave Roz in the lurch?
She wouldn't be in the lurch. It'd be nice to have a go at that. Would you let me go?
Of course, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
She'd be proud of you.
We are anyway.
Oh.
We're very proud of you.
Maverick boss and chilled out entertainer David Brent is played by David Hutchins. But just how close is David to his namesake? So are you David Brent now?
No.
When will you become David Brent?
When do you want me to?
No, I don't know where you start and where he begins, so it's
where he starts, yeah, 8:30 every morning, in the door, yeah. Once that door's shut, yeah, in, sales. Let's get on with it, okay? So...
It's uncanny.
Be gentle with me today, Dawn.
Yeah, why's that?
Oh, been out drinking, haven't I, with Finchy, Chris Finch.
What's Prue like as a director?
She's great. She's thorough.
Yes.
She knows what she wants, and she gets what she wants.
Are you ever scared of her when she's
Prue.
directing?
No, not Prue.
Awkward.
No get an agenda.
Sorry?
Did not get an agenda, no.
I did fax you one this morning.
Don't think we got a fax, did we, Dawn?
Yeah, we might have.
Then why isn't it in my hand?
You put it in the bin that was a special filing cabinet.
Yeah, as a joke, you know.
How would you describe yourself as a director?
Some would say I'm a very hard nut, and others would say I'm very easygoing. So I suppose it depends on whether you're doing your part well or not.
What is that? He's put my stapler inside a jelly again. That's the third time he's done it. It wasn't even funny the first time.
Well, why has he done that?
I told him once that I don't like jelly. I don't trust the way it moves.
Oh,
But I still feel nervous, you know, because it is my baby. So I think anybody would feel that.
Ricky Gervais might say it's kind of his baby.
Well, it is his baby.
Yes.
But it's become, you know, my toddler then.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to applaud that because I think they were great. Do you know, we had a word with them, didn't we? And they were really concerned about you actually seeing them.
Ah, it's lovely. That's great. That's
But David,
fantastic.
who plays David Brent,
Brilliant.
amazing.
Lovely. You know what? I'm flattered that anyone would want to do it. You know, so and that's great. I have to go and see that.
Can you see it working then as a stage play, The Office?
Well, I never did. I was offered to do that as well, and I thought it wouldn't work because I thought the really important ingredient of The Office was that it was a fake documentary because it explained why David Brent was acting like that. He wanted to be famous. But I think now people get it and understand who he is. Yeah, I don't see why.
It's an interesting concept, that, though, with them having the crew down at the front.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
again,
they're aware
I
that
think
they're
it
watching
reminds people why he's acting like
Yeah,
that, you know, so he's not breaking the fourth wall of the theatre. He's on telly, you're watching him on telly, trying to be famous and everything. So as long as you understand that, you know, I think it can work in any way, really.
And a musical with a guitar.
Oh, it's
brilliant.
All that.
Yeah.
But,
And then after The Office, of course, came the Ricky Gervais show, which was massively successful. We couldn't believe today that it had been downloaded something like 470 million times.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, that's great. That's a reflection of the internet. The internet is amazing. You know, it's sort of the future. You know, things like YouTube, Netflix. Netflix accounts for like a third of the traffic in America now.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the future of TV and entertainment.
But obviously, the key it's keying into what people want to hear or listen to.
Yeah,
or
well,
watch. So
you know,
what do you think the secret is?
I did
with
it as an
Ricky Gervais?
experiment. You know, I'd heard of this thing called podcasting back in sort of 2005, and then it went crazy. But it's just mates talking. I think because it's sort of like radio. You know, you do a podcast like that, and so you can listen to it. You know, ironing, driving. But with podcasts, you can listen to it any time because you download it or stream it. So I mean, the sky's the limit, really.
And as you said, it's sort of a group of mates musing on different subjects.
Well, we didn't know if anyone would listen or not. We didn't really care. But I mean, I
Maybe
did
that's
know.
the key, actually,
I did
isn't it?
know that they'd probably never heard any of the drivel, like the drivel that Carl Pilkington came out with. In all seriousness, I mean, it shocked people at first, but then people will say that they listen to it every night before they go to sleep.
But because you did it, the first one back in 2003, do you think that the subject matter would be very different now than 10 years on?
No, I think because we picked on universal subjects, so it was always about education, it was always about me trying to teach Carl philosophy, the mind-body problem, religion, evolution. He still doesn't get it. But it might not work now because he's sort of wiser. Believe it or not, yeah.
But back then, I mean, he did have an interesting take on a lot of...
My underpants size hasn't gone up since I was... They're still comfortable, that's the worrying thing.
And you did pick up on the fact that I'm wearing...
You're wearing the jumper I wear in it, yes.
There you go.
Yeah. It took me ages to find an orange jumper. I'll come to you next time.
And let's talk quickly about the second series as well of Derek. We loved the first one, and it's coming back again. And you've said that that's probably the most fun thing you've done
It's
in a while.
my favourite thing I've ever done, and Derek's the favourite character I've ever played. And I think Hannah is probably the favourite character I've ever created that I didn't play myself. So yeah, I've got a lot of affection for it, and I'm writing it now, and it's going around the world. It's starting in America at the end of the summer, and then the rest of the world will catch up. But yeah, I'm writing it now, hopefully filming at the end of the year.
It must be great to have all that control over all those nice little elements that you've got, as you said,
Yeah, are you saying I'm a control freak?
Well, we did find this picture of you and Simon Cowell, and you do look quite... There are traits there, Ricky. There are traits.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Yeah.
Are you the control king of comedy?
I'm controlling my stomach better than him. I'm holding it in a lot better than he is there. I must have seen the photographer.
Brilliant. Well, the DVD of the Ricky Gervais Show is out today.
Good, Giles. And Giles is here to tell us a little bit more. But first, Ricky, it's interesting that Laurel and Hardy's comedy lives on in yours.
Oh, I'm obsessed with them. I remember the first time I ever saw, I was about 5 or 6, I watched Laurel and Hardy, and Ollie looked down the lens at me, and I was sold. And in the office, it was such a joy. Yeah, it's terrible for an actor, because I want to do it on everything now. I just want to always go, just look straight down the lens, because it's so compelling to watch.
Is that where the asides in the office come from?
Yeah, but we were allowed to do it because it was a documentary, but all the time. Me and Martin Freeman used to have competitions at who could do the best Ollie. Like that. We were doing it all the time between takes, just doing quotes for each other as well. He's obsessed as well. I love Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, and we saw some of the Battle of the Century, big pie fight in that film there. But it wasn't typical of Laurel and Hardy's acting.
All the pies in that was a bit of a spoof, really. They thought that, pies were over-egging it, rather, in the movies. And so they steered clear of pies, except in that one particular feature, where they went pie berserk,
Yeah.
The pie itself is really old and interesting, the origin of the pie, because it comes from the European circus tradition. And it got to Hollywood in 1909 originally. Character called Ben Turpin, who flirts rather outrageously, and the young lady gives him a custard pie.
Is he the one with the eye? Is he that one?
That's the man. Yeah. That's the man. But it really took off in 1913. A lady called Mabel Normand. So it's a century old. She was there in the studio and she saw a genuine lemon meringue pie on the table, saw Fatty Arbuckle, the cameras were rolling, legend has it she picked it up and gave it to Fatty Arbuckle.
So this is the centenary then?
This is the centenary
we should be
of the
pieing each
custard
other
pie.
to celebrate.
Why did you use me when you were talking about Fatty Arbuckle?
Because he's an iconic figure.
That's
it
right,
just
yeah.
came naturally.
Yeah,
but one of the most...
And of course he was also ambidextrous, Fatty Arbuckle. He could throw 2 pies simultaneously in different directions and hit the target, which really couldn't be done by many.
Yeah. Do you know, one of the loveliest things in that film, one of the most loveliest things in that film is when you said that, that guy was one of the least to see Laurel and Hardy in colour. because obviously so many people are used to seeing them in black and white. And we've got this pie here, which is a perfect example of how pies were created for black and white telly.
Well, what's intriguing is here you have a pie, and of course, when it was black and white, a pale pie couldn't be seen. So they added blackberries or blueberries or any dark-coloured fruit or even chocolate to make the pie stand out in black and white. And if you were a blonde or wearing light-coloured clothes, you got one of these darker custard pies. But if you were dark-haired, they gave you the lemon meringue pie with lots of cream on top. But they never threw a pie with a plate, because that would have been...
Well, exactly. Fair enough.
Thanks.
No, they always use a nice soft crust. And we get all this from Buster Keaton, who, of course, was the great authority. And in the 1960s, he was still alive, and he revealed the secrets from 1917. He kept these secrets all these years, and at last it came out. How it was done, how it was made, what the rules were. Max Sennett insisted you could throw a pie at a mother-in-law, but never at a mother.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, we've got some pies over there, Ricky, as you can see. Giles is going to tell us about different custard pie moves. So let's go over.
This is the first extra. I love that one.
The first one is the shot put.
Right.
And according to Buster Keaton, this is thrown straight from a distance of 3 to 5 feet. And then you need to make sure the pie is the right weight to fly perpendical as it leaves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, wait it, see which one you fancy there. But before you do throw it, obviously, Al, we need a target, don't we?
Yeah, so we thought, who could be better than Carl Pilkington?
So, this is the shot put then. Off we go then, Ricky. Good luck with this. You can't move, you've got to do it from there.
This is going to end in tears. You've seen that. We're all going to join in. Right? The shot put, is that so? That
yeah, the shot put.
Okay.
Get the weight right. Oh!
Very good, very good.
Next up, we have the ancient Roman discus throw.
Right.
Spin halfway round, turning the pie as you whirl, and then let go, hitting the victim square in the face.
Hang on, hold it there.
Okay,
Ready?
spin halfway round, turning the pie as you whirl.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
I've got a degree in philosophy. Right, ready?
Yeah, go.
Oh! Nearly.
I think you'll do better with the walking thrust.
Right.
Okay, this was Buster's favourite. You walk up to the person, push the pie in their face, and before you walk away, give it a slight twist. This makes the sticky part of the pie cling to the recipient.
Good.
This is an easy one.
So the walking thrust into position. This is your last one, so make it count. Thank you very much indeed. Ricky,
brilliant.
honestly, thanks for that.
I knew
lovely.
you were going to do
Thank
that.
you so much. Oh.
It tastes quite nice, though. It really does.
Oh, that was lovely.
It's so fair. Do you want to get me back?
Well.
Go on.
You don't mind if I do the walking thrust?
Wait, just...
Walking.
Good lad.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much to Ricky, and the Ricky Gervais Show is available on DVD from Monday.
Oh. Tomorrow we're going to be joined by Chris Tarrant. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.